Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope all of you are doing well. I am your teacher, Professor Zakia Abbasi from Sir Syed Government Girls College, Nazimabad. Today we will study a poem, a very beautiful poem from Selections from English Verse, Part 1. The title of the poem is I Had Reached Your Doorsteps by G. Alana. G. Alana or Ghulam Ali Alana is a Pakistani poet. He was born in 1906 and died in 1985, and he was recognized as a poet of merit in English. And his poems were published in Pakistan, England, and United States. His distinguished poems are Spectre is on the Move, I Had Reached Your Doorsteps, and Pilgrimage. He once wrote about his works, my pen rolled on and lists these poems of love and devotion. In view of his literary genius, the international literary community honored him with a number of awards and distinctions. He was a Fellow of London's Royal Society of Arts, Vice President of United Poets Laureate International, and Poet Laureate of Pakistan. Besides being a poet of international repute, Mr. Ghulam Ali Alana was a friend and biographer of Quaid-e-Azam, a veteran of the Pakistan movement, a seasoned diplomat, an eminent writer, a prolific historian, and a visionary statesman. Now we will study the poem. I had reached your doorsteps. I lost the scroll of instructions you gave me to guide me to the door of your house. I sat in distress on life's crossroads and asked the wayfarers and the caravans to show me the way to my destination. In these lines, the poet says humanity has lost the right path. Human beings have deviated from the teachings of God, and their minds and souls are choked by suffocating gloom and darkness. They have searched for light and guidance and asked others to guide them to the right path, but they are totally confused and don't know which way to go, which way to follow to reach to their destination. As you can see in the picture, a man is sitting and the two roads are going into different directions. So, similarly, the poet says that he is confused. He does not know which way to follow. He asked the wayfarers and the caravans to guide him to the God's home, but these people were unable to give him the right answer. Some said the way was long and tortuous. You had said it is short and delectable. Others opined it was narrow, winding, and uphill. You had said that it is straight and universal. They shouted it is the dream of bigoted fanatics. In these lines, the poet says, those people who told you that God is far from you, or the way to God is deceitful, difficult, or a lot of effort is needed to experience God are totally wrong. Some disbelievers force you to believe that the people on the right path are actually religious maniacs. God said that if you walk on the right path, it will be short, easy, enjoyable, and straight for you. You had said it is the ultimate reality. God is the ultimate reality in the mortal world. If God is everywhere, then you are not far from God, and no effort is needed to experience the union. You had said that it is the ultimate reality in a world that is worth but a moment. Then you came and handed me the chart. I found I was sitting at the very gate, not knowing I had reached your doorsteps. I don't blindly follow the people, instead, read the scriptures revealed by God as it is the only source to happiness and guidance in this world and the life hereafter. The mental effort to find God is the only barrier between you and God. Leave this effort, surrender yourself to God, and you will find that you reach God's doorsteps. Important questions. According to G. Alana, what is that prevents man from approaching God? According to G. Alana, blind following of the people instead of reading the scriptures revealed by God is what prevents man from approaching God. The scroll of instructions that God gives us is the only source to happiness and guidance in this world and life hereafter. The mental effort to find God is the only barrier between you and God. Leave this effort, surrender yourself to God, and you will find that you reach God's doorsteps. The second question is, what is the theme of the poem, I Had Reached Your Doorsteps? The poem I Had Reached Your Doorsteps is beautifully composed by G. Alana, an eminent Pakistani poet. The poem conveys the theme of mysticism and union of man with God. The poet opines that man should leave the mental effort to find God because it is the only barrier between man and God. Instead, one should surrender itself to God, follow his instructions, and he will find that he reaches God's doorsteps. Humanity has drifted away from the right path and engrossed in worldly pleasure, which are only temporary. The poet emphasizes the reader to read the scripture revealed by God as it is the only source to happiness and guidance in this world and life hereafter. These are the important MCQs. The poem I Had Reached Your Doorsteps has been composed by G. Alana. Ghulam Ali Alana is a poet of the 21st century. 18th century, 19th century, or 20th century? The correct answer is 20th century. Thank you, students. I hope you find this lecture informative and entertaining. Thank you so much.